I am Dipali Kulshresht, working at Cloud Analogy as Senior Salesforce Consultant from past 3 to 4 years. I am very much active on various social media channels where you can follow me or contact me directly, likewise LinkedIn, Gmail, Twitter, my phone number, and my website. First of all, I would like to thank you everyone for attending today's webinar on territory management. We have Anugya as our speaker for today, who is also a part of Cloud Analogy.
Thanks for introducing me. So let's get started with territory management. Territory management is an account sharing system that grants access to accounts based on the characteristics of the accounts. So let's understand this with the help of an example. Considering myself as a sales manager, one of the most important tasks for me is to establish my sales territories. So what does sales territories do? With sales territories, it's very easy for me to keep track of which representatives I have assigned to which accounts and which opportunities. Territory management enables and provides me the flexibility to group my accounts and users for particular regions, whether it's a northern region, a southern region, or any part of the country. It also allows my organization to structure into separate territories based on geographical attributes, named accounts, industries, verticals, or any other criteria. Let's list out some key benefits of territory management that include the ability to use the account criteria to expand a private sharing model. It also supports for complex and frequently changes that happen in an organization. It supports for transferring users between territories with the option to retain the opportunities. Also, territory management encourages healthy competition within our team. For example, which territory will meet its quota first, a northeast or southeast. So, we can create reports that are territory based. So as you can see, there's a diagram representing some stages included in the territory management. The first one is the preparing. So preparing stage comes when we have the requirement for territory management. Then comes prospecting, where we'll analyze the things that are required to set up our territory management. Researching, more things that we can add for our territory management comes in the research part. Qualifying, after that we qualify the things that we have added for our territory management. Discovering, we discover how the territory management will be structured to provide benefit to our organization. Proposing and presenting is the final stage where we present our territory management. Okay, so now let's have a basic understanding of what is a territory. So territory is basically a region, we can say. Territory is organized group of accounts and the Salesforce representatives who work for those accounts. We can create several territories that are based on certain territory types. So let's understand what are territory types. So territory types, basically whenever we create a territory, we must assign it a territory type. They help us organize our territories by important characteristics that are suitable for our company. Territory types help us organize and group our territories according to a common denominator such as a core representative or a named account. Next we have territory type priority. So what does territory type priority do? They help us choose the appropriate territory type for our territories we create. So let's understand this with the help of an example. So like we have a territory type priority 001. So what is it going to indicate? It indicates that we can take it as a highest priority or the lowest priority number. So it's all up to us according to the preference we choose. After we are much familiar with creating territories, territory types, we finally create territory model that represents a complete territory management system for our organization. It helps us create and preview multiple territory structures and different accounts and user assignments before we activate the model. Finally, we have territory hierarchy. With the help of territory hierarchy, we can assign territories to opportunities. We can run several assignment rules at the model level, and we can also activate or achieve our model. So basically, territory hierarchy shows the basic structure of how the territories are grouped inside a territory type. So here we have a diagram that shows the basic motive of establishing territory management for our organization. So territory management must be capable enough of serving its customers at right time, at right place, and to the right customer. Next, we have customizable forecasting. So with the term forecasting, everyone knows that forecasting is pre-assuming something for your organization. Customizable forecasting is a flexible solution for estimating how much revenue our organization can generate or how many times our organization can sell. So there are some tips and tricks for our enterprise territory management so that our territory management can work efficiently. Firstly, we have object territory assignment rules. So what are assignment rules? So we can assign accounts to territories they belong to manually or by applying the assignment rules. So assignment rules work together within territories with different territories and also with the child territories. To understand this, let's take an example. Like we have created a territory called Western America with its child territories like Washington and California. From the Western America territory record, we create a rule that assigns accounts in Washington and California. We apply that rule to child territories, and then from the California territory record, we create a rule that assigns accounts in California to that California territory. So that's how we assign an assignment rule to a territory. So the second tip is we should avoid unneeded recalculation of access levels. So it's recommended that we should start at the lowest level of territory hierarchy first, and then we should make changes there, and then we should move up at hierarchy by level by level. Thirdly, we define effective filter criteria in assignment rules. So it is recommended that we should define criteria in numerical fields and we should not take string fields. Next we should keep assignment rules restrictive. So it is taken as best practice that whenever we define an assignment rule, we should keep them as restrictive as possible. We should avoid running assignment rules when they are not treated. So unnecessary running the assignment rule is not taken as best practice. So we should avoid this. So let's begin doing things in practical. So the very first step we need to follow is enable territory management for our org. So go to setup and the quick find box I will write territory. Under manage territories we'll go to settings and here I'll enable filter based opportunity territory assignment and then I'll save it. Now you can see all the settings have been successfully saved. Now anytime I create a territory, I can easily access and modify my records. So now let's move to the second step. Now I'll create a territory type. So as you can see, I've already created a territory type, but now I'll show you by creating a new one. So I'll go to new territory type button and then I'll type a label, right? So here I'm writing accounts and I'll save it. Okay, so here you can see it's showing an error that you must enter a value for priority. So as you all know, whenever we are creating a territory type, we have to assign it a priority. So let's take a number like 001 and now save it. Okay. The next step is we'll create a territory model. Again, I'm typing territory and we can see under manage territories, we have territory models. So I'll create a new territory model here. For the label, I'm going to type let's take current year 2018 and Let's give it a description. Territory model for year 2018 and save it. Okay, so now we have also created a territory model. Now let's create a territory. So again, I'm typing territory here. I'll go to territory models. So this was the territory model I've created. So let's go to view hierarchy. And now I'll create a territory. So let's give it a label like Northern Washington. Okay. And there's a lookup of territory type. So let's select the territory type we have created previously. So I will select accounts here and save it. Okay, so now I have also created a territory for my territory model. As you can see, I have created territory with the name Northern Washington. So let's create one more territory here. Again, I'm typing territory. Go to territory models. I'm going to select current year 2008. And again, I'll create a new territory. Give it a label. Southern Washington. Alright. Now I'm selecting my territory type. And now I'll click on accounts and save it. So as you can see, I've created a second Southern Washington named territory for my current year 2008 territory model. So let's view it. Again, go to territory models and click on view hierarchy. Okay, so now you can see there's a hierarchy for the territories I have created. The first one is the Northern Washington and the second one is the Southern Washington. So now let's begin further and create some assignment rules. So I'm again going to territory models and view hierarchy. So there's a button like run assignment rules. I'll click on the button and he's showing that there it is showing like assignment rules are currently running. You will be notified. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to select any of these territories I have created. So I'm selecting Northern Washington. And here in the related list I can see there's a assignment rules to assignment rules assigned to this territory. So from here I'm going to select new and give this rule a name. So now I'm going to type Northern Washington zip code. What I want is whenever the account's billing postal code is greater or equal to a certain value, this assignment rule will automatically start to run. Let's select a field. So I'm going to select accounts, billing, zip and postal code. And for the operator value, I want greater than or equal to. Okay, now I'm typing any value, like let's take it 15,000. It's an optional step, like do I want to activate this rule? So for now I'm leaving it and I'm clicking on the save button. So the next step is I'm going to assign an account to a territory manually. So for the Northern Washington Territory, I can see there's a related list that manually assign accounts. So I'll go to add accounts, and available list, I can see there are so much accounts available. So I'm going to select any of them. Let's select Barbary Coast Wireless and assign this. Okay, so now I've manually assigned an account to my territory Northern Washington. So let's add one more account to this. So as we can see, I have so many options here. So now let's select this one and assign this. Okay, so now I have manually assigned two accounts to this particular territory. So now just assign some users for this territory. So I'm going to assign users related list. Here I can select the available users. So I'm selecting one name and then I'm go and click save. Okay, so now I have assigned a user for this territory. Okay, so now I have to activate the territory model that I have previously created. So from the quick find search, I'm typing territory and I'll go to territory models and select the territory model I've created, that is the current year 2008, and activate it. Okay, so it's showing that it cannot activate the territory hierarchy. So we have to wait for some time. Okay, time it gets activated. Let's view our territory model. Okay, for this Northern Washington Territory, as you can see, I have assigned two accounts. One is Barbary Coast Wireless and the second one is Blackbeard's Cork Emporium. For the assigned user, I have selected one account. Okay, so now let's begin creating custom report types for our enterprise territory management. So from setup, I'm going to type report types here. And I will create a new custom report. Select object. So from here, I'm going to select accounts and give it a label, like I can say accounts for territories, accounts associated territories. So it's giving me an option storing category. So here I can select the category. So I'm selecting territory management and now deploy. Okay, so I have to give a description also. So let's type report for accounts and then click on next. Okay, so now my report is created. I can delete another object here as well. So let's select some territories and then save it. Now I'll go to the reports tab. From the new report, I will select territory management and the territory I have recently created, the report I have recently created. So there are different columns available. So I can select any number of fields I want for my report. So from here, I'm selecting billing zip postal code and annual revenue. As you can see, by default it shows only my accounts. So from here I can select all the accounts. So now I'm saving this report. Give it a name. So let's save and run the report. Okay, so I'm running the report. So yeah, here's my report. So that's how we created territories, territory types, territory model, some assignment rules, and finally territory report for our territory. So till now I think I've covered almost all the topics that are necessary and quite understandable as per my perspective. So is there anyone who want to ask questions? They are free to ask me.
Hey, hi, Anugya.
Hi.
I have a one question. Is any configuration required to use territory management in Salesforce? Do we need any configuration or settings for before we use territory management in Salesforce?
Okay, thank you Siddharth for the question.
Um,
So the very first step you need to do is go to setup, and from there in the quick find box you need to type territory. So here you can see under manage territories we have settings. We'll go to settings and we will enable the filter based opportunity territory assignment. So as you can see, I've already enabled this feature. So for the very first time when you're using territory management for Salesforce, you have to enable this feature and then you have to click save, right?
okay. Thank you so much for clarification. And your work is very good. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you Siddharth for the feedback. Next, anyone has any question?
Hi, I'm Prakash.
Hi Prakash.
So your webinar was very good and more understandable how we can use assignment rule. So my question is how we can assign the assignment rule to the territory. For example, I want to I want for the account object the name should start with the letter S.
Letter S.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you Prakash for the question and as well as for the feedback. So let's start. So firstly we'll go to setup. From there I'm going to type territory. Now we'll go to territory models. So as previously I have shown in the video like how I've created territory model. So I will go to view hierarchy. Here I've created two territories, so I'm choosing any one of them. Let's choose the Northern Washington territory. Here in the related list you can see I have created a assignment rule Northern Washington zip code. So now I'm creating a new one. Let's give it a rule name. Name based rule. Let's choose a field type account name and it should starts with letter S, right? So let's activate it and yeah, that's it. So your assignment rule is created. You can see here. So now I think my explanation to the questions you've asked me is very clear and I don't find any questions coming from your end. So let's end this webinar here and thanks everyone for attending the webinar.